Hello. Today's video is a little bit different, a rant, you might say, on some of the ways that I have gotten scammed since buying a home by myself. Can I say that these scams occurred due to my gender? No, but we can make assumptions. So this video was actually inspired by a TikTok and reel I posted a few months ago. I mentioned that I had enrolled in a DIY course teaching me the basics of electrics, carpentry, plumbing, heating, all that stuff. As you might imagine, any negative or hateful comments I got under that video were from men. In that video, I mentioned how I had been scammed multiple times. I bought my house a little over a year and a half ago, and I like to pride myself on being healthily skeptical and fairly savvy when it comes to knowing when someone's a bullshitter or trying to fuck me around. Turns out even someone like me is not immune to scams. I've been scammed multiple times now by several different tradespeople. So in an effort to further educate myself and not get scammed so much moving forward, I've enrolled myself in a DIY/home maintenance course. And the men in the comments assumed that when I say scam, I meant paying tradespeople what their worth is. Totally different. And thus this video now exists where I'm going to share with you some of the ways I've been scammed since moving into this house. These range from someone trying to overcharge me to someone actually overcharging me to downright theft, a literal crime. So buckle up, buttercup. So the first one was a couple of weeks after I moved into this house. It kind of dawned on me one day it might be prudent to change the locks on the doors. So I got in touch with a local locksmith and I said, hey, if I come in there with the barrel, which is the inside of the lock that's inside your door, if I come in there with the barrel from 3 of my exterior doors, can you give me replacements for them so that I can install them? And the response I got was, no, even though we have a bricks and mortar shop, we don't do customers coming in, so we'll have to call to your home. I was like, okay. Can you put me on the list for the next time you're in this area, please? But make sure it's the non-emergent list. I made that so clear. Do not put me on the emergency list because that would obviously incur an emergency call-out fee. He said, cool, I will let you know the next time I'm in the area. I said, perfect. That evening, this man happened to be in the area. He gave me a buzz. I said, come on over. He was here within 20 minutes of ringing me. He replaced 2 of the interior parts of the locks on 2 of my doors and couldn't do the third one because it's an American style door. The tasks themselves, the 2 doors, probably took maybe 20 to 25 minutes. He was so chatty he ended up staying for about 2.75 hours. I was getting ready to Revolut him and I remember specifically I had €90 in my Revolut and I was like, that would surely cover it. Imagine my face when he said, that'll be €310 please. €310 to change the barrels on the inside of 2 of my exterior doors. I nearly got sick. I've since priced buying those barrels in a chain hardware shop and that would have cost me maybe €30 to €35 per barrel. So if I'd done it myself, it would have been about €70, but he charged me 310. Next, I moved into this home and there are aspects to it that are a little bit old-fashioned and I'm okay with that as long as a room is clean and functional. I don't mind 90s tiles. However, the ensuite of the primary bedroom was borderline unusable. There was lots of mold, mildew, uncleanable. I could clean it all day every day and it would still not be really fit for purpose. So it was close to top of my list to get done. I was put in touch with a bathroom renovation specialist, someone who comes in almost like a little project manager and he oversees everything. So all I had to do really was pick the tile and the bits and bobs and he just did the rest. I was gone away for a week on a yoga retreat while he was in, so even the demo was no muss, no fuss for me. The price was pretty good. It was €5,000. Now the ensuite is as small an ensuite as they come. It's literally toilet, sink, shower, and you can touch all 3 at the one time. And €5,000 is a very fair price. So imagine when I get home and within 2 days of me coming home, the heated towel rail starts to leak. The back of the toilet starts to leak a week after that. And since then, the shower has stopped working too. So every element of the ensuite now does not work except for the sink. Now let's talk about the crime. So the oil tank that was here when I moved in had a crack down the side of it and I was absolutely terrified in case that crack went further down. The oil went into the soil and then I ended up with the environmental people on my door. Apparently you don't want those knocking on your door. So it was kind of top of my priority list to get a new oil tank. Luckily, my neighbour was getting rid of her old oil tank. They were changing to a different shape and hers was perfect. So I said, perfect. I gave her 100 or 150 euro for hers, which was great. And I had it installed. But this left me with the old one. I try and avoid creating waste where possible. So I thought to myself, I wonder, is there a market for secondhand damaged oil tanks? Maybe they use them to create ponds in gar. I don't know. So I put it up on Facebook Marketplace, free to take away. And that evening, a guy arrived here with another guy and his van. He went into my back garden and they carried out my oil tank. Not to judge a book by their cover, but they did not seem like the most upstanding people. They seemed a bit shady. So imagine how upset I was 2 weeks later when I learned that 500 euros worth of home heating oil had been stolen from my new tank. Look, am I blaming them? No, but it is a bit of a coincidence that they were in my back garden. They'd seen my lovely oil tank, probably took a chance that there was a drop of oil in it, and they struck liquid gold. I was really upset. It was the same week that I waved my sister off to Australia and the same week that my foster dog went to Sweden. So it was just a really, really, really rough week. Oh, I'll never forget it. I was bawling, crying. I just want to round this video off by saying I know I'm in a very privileged position that these are issues that I've had. I'm so lucky to own a home, especially during a cost of living and housing crisis here in Ireland. And I love my home, I really do. But it's not all roses and rainbows. I felt like sharing this would be potentially valuable to other homeowners, just in the hopes that you maybe are a little bit wiser than I was. I am actually a cynical person. I am a skeptical person. And I'm genuinely a bit embarrassed that I was duped. But look, I've learned lessons. By the way, there are more scams and I could definitely share a part 2 if that's something you're interested in. Definitely let me know in the comment section down below. It would also make me feel a lot better if maybe you shared if you've been duped before in the past, if you feel comfortable sharing, obviously. But yeah, bit of a different video for me today. I hope this was valuable, maybe entertaining in a weird way. Bye. If you're liking my vibe, you can subscribe to my channel by hitting the button here on the screen, or not. That's cool too.